The Nazca Lines, a series of massive geoglyphs etched into the arid plains of southern Peru, are one of the greatest archaeological mysteries in the world. Spanning more than 500 square kilometers, these intricate designs include straight lines, geometric shapes, and representations of animals and plants, some of which are hundreds of meters long. Despite being created by the ancient Nazca civilization over 2,000 years ago, the purpose behind these extraordinary creations remains shrouded in mystery. Numerous theories have been proposed, ranging from religious and astronomical functions to alien intervention, but no definitive explanation has yet been confirmed. The Nazca Lines were created by the Nazca people, who lived in the region between 200 BCE and 600 CE. To create the geoglyphs, the Nazca removed the dark, oxidized surface rocks to reveal the lighter soil beneath. This technique was used to form designs that contrast sharply with the surrounding landscape. The dry and stable climate of the Nazca Desert has preserved these lines remarkably well, allowing them to remain visible to this day. Some of the most famous designs include animals such as the hummingbird, spider, and monkey, along with various plants and geometric patterns like spirals, trapezoids, and straight lines that stretch across the desert for miles. The sheer size of these designs, many of which can only be fully appreciated from the air, adds to the enigma surrounding their creation. Over the years, scholars and researchers have proposed a range of theories about why the Nazca Lines were drawn. One of the earliest and most popular theories is that the Nazca Lines served as an astronomical calendar or observatory. This idea was first put forward by American archaeologist Paul Kosok in the 1940s, who noted that some of the lines appeared to align with the winter and summer solstices. Kosok and later researchers, such as Maria Reich, suggested that the geoglyphs were used to track celestial events, which were crucial for agricultural societies like the Nazca, as they would have needed to monitor the seasons for planting and harvesting. Later studies have cast doubt on this theory, as not all of the lines appear to have astronomical significance, and the relationship between the geoglyphs and the stars remains inconclusive. While some lines do align with celestial bodies, many others do not, suggesting that astronomy might have been only one part of a more complex system. Here are 5 prevalent theories. One widely accepted theory is that the Nazca Lines were part of religious or ceremonial practices. The Nazca civilization is known for its elaborate rituals, particularly those related to water, a vital resource in the desert region. Some researchers believe the geoglyphs were made as offerings to the gods, particularly deities associated with water and fertility, to ensure rain and the continued flow of underground aquifers. The theory is supported by the discovery of ceremonial platforms and artifacts near some of the lines, as well as depictions of Nazca rituals in pottery and textiles. The sheer scale of the geoglyphs, which can only be fully seen from above, suggests they may have been created to communicate with the gods, who were believed to dwell in the skies. The animal and plant motifs might represent sacred creatures or symbols associated with natural elements, further emphasizing the spiritual connection between the Nazca people and their environment. Given the arid environment of the Nazca Desert, some archaeologists have proposed that the lines were part of a system related to water management. The Nazca relied heavily on complex irrigation techniques to survive in the harsh desert. The lines may have been designed to channel water or mark underground water sources. This theory gained traction with the discovery of puquios, ancient underground aqueducts used by the Nazca to bring water to the surface. Some researchers suggest that the lines may have served as part of a larger ritualistic practice to summon water or as markers for important hydrological features. The geometric shapes, in particular, have been interpreted as representations of irrigation systems or ceremonial pathways that guided processions in rituals dedicated to rain and water. Another interpretation is that the lines were used as pathways for religious pilgrimages or processions. The long, straight lines and trapezoids could have been designed as routes for walking, perhaps leading participants through ceremonial sites or connecting important religious locations. Some scholars believe that the act of walking along these lines may have been a form of ritualistic worship, with participants making offerings or performing prayers as they traversed the desert. This theory aligns with the idea that the geoglyphs had a spiritual purpose, and the process of creating and using the lines may have been just as important as the designs themselves. One of the more controversial theories, popularized by authors like Eric von Daniken in the 1960s, suggests that the Nazca Lines were created by or for extraterrestrial beings. According to this theory, the lines, especially the long, straight ones, were intended as landing strips for alien spacecraft, or that the designs were made to communicate with or attract extraterrestrial visitors. While this idea has captured the imagination of many, it lacks any solid archaeological or scientific evidence. Most researchers dismiss it as a fringe theory, as the Nazca people were more than capable of creating the lines using the tools and knowledge available to them at the time. In recent years, advances in satellite imagery, drones, and ground-penetrating radar have helped researchers uncover new geoglyphs and further study the purpose of the Nazca Lines. In 2020, several new designs were discovered, including depictions of a cat and other animals, offering more insights into the symbolic and artistic traditions of the Nazca civilization. Researchers continue to explore the lines in the context of environmental changes, looking for connections between the geoglyphs and water sources, climate shifts, and agricultural practices. As new technologies and techniques become available, it is hoped that further discoveries will provide more clarity about the function of these enigmatic creations. The Nazca Lines remain one of the most intriguing mysteries of the ancient world. While their exact purpose is still unknown, it is clear that they held deep significance for the Nazca people, reflecting their connection to the land, the skies, and the divine. Whether as astronomical markers, ceremonial offerings, or pathways for sacred pilgrimages, the geoglyphs offer a glimpse into a lost civilization's worldview and values. As research continues, the Nazca Lines may one day reveal their secrets, shedding light on the motivations behind one of history's most awe-inspiring creations.